Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
We're doing great. How are you?
I'm really, really good. It's such a pleasure to talk to you both. I will need to check maybe the Guinness Book of Records, but this could be the first movie I'm aware of that has a joke before the opening credits even start.
You'd have to check it against Lego Batman, which also has a joke before the movie begins.
I guess we were like 0.5 seconds in. I was like, okay, it's already won me over with just this one.
Do you know that is the official cough of Lord Miller, provided by Chris Miller?
And we have snuck into pretty much every movie that we've made since 22 Jump Street at the beginning credits.
Because we want you to know that we're in the audience with you.
I mean, it works. It works so spectacularly. And I have to say, as I'm calling from Ireland, it was great to see Miguel O'Hara. So Ireland's kind of represented now within the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Facts.
That was a nice feeling. It was like, we're in. I mean, you can't get rid of this now. There's one scene in particular, and I feel I could talk to you literally for 2 hours just about this one scene, but I literally got goosebumps in the screen watching it, and it involves the spot and the kind of the culmination of his plan, and it has like Jason's voice work, and it has some like properly eerie visuals matched to it, and it has Daniel's music is just fantastic in that scene as well. It just all came together, and I was like, oh my god, like I actually felt the tone shift in the scene, and I was like, this is just, it blew my mind. When you've got scenes like that, do you feel it kind of when you're writing it, or is it when you kind of see the animation all come together where you're like, yeah, we've got something kind of special here?
I don't know that that's a feeling we have very often. Like, we nailed it. I think for us, we're just trying every single moment to make it work as well as it can. With that particular thing, I don't know, Chris, what do you think? I think it took the visuals to really land the plane.
Yeah, once that the animation for that scene in particular, which is very, innovative and special, and the moment I saw the finished lighting and animation for that was when I was like, oh wow, this is something very special.
Which came in about 3 weeks ago.
But
remember, it's like it's also like a collaboration between obviously Jason and editorial and the sound department, but it's more than one like animation pipeline like coming together, and so those two pieces didn't quite speak to one another until we put it all in one place.
And Daniel's theme and everything about it is such a example of how this movie was, built by 1,000 people all rowing in the same direction, trying to make something special and new and interesting and emotional. And when it all comes together like that, it's really exciting.
And just one last question. I'm going to be very careful about how I phrase this. The ending, I know people have been describing it, comparing it to The Empire Strikes Back. But there's one particular movie that like stood out for me during the events, and it was The Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yes. Yes. You would definitely be careful about this. But yes, we talked about...
Yeah, I've got to be super careful.
Yes, we talked about that movie.
Yes. That movie. Yeah.
We definitely discussed that movie a lot while we were working on the ending of this film. And, trying to tell a sophisticated story that the audience can follow and be surprised by is really challenging, and it takes a lot of careful honing and crafting to get it to work. And that one was really hard.
You can tell them too much, and you can tell them too little, right? And too much is boring, and too little is confusing. And so it took quite a few runs at it to get the balance right, I would say.
No, yeah, like of all the movies I was expecting, I guess, to see kind of an influence by The Silence of the Lambs was not one.
Probably pretty low on the list.
Like,
Right. You're like, go come see the Spider-Verse. It's like Silence of the Lambs for families.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. We miss Ireland.
You're welcome back whenever you like.
Thank you.
All stations, stop Spider-Man.
You? Me?